Some say love is blind, but I believe love transcends all obstacles and knows no boundaries. Many believe this man would never find a partner, someone willing to share his struggles, including his own. Yet, he did, and his wife left everyone in awe. Gregory Prutov. Gregory was born in Vladivostok, Russia, and his early years appeared to be perfectly normal. He was a healthy baby, developing at a steady pace. However, by the time most children learn to walk, Gregory began to face significant physical challenges. His spine started to curve abnormally, and his legs refused to cooperate. He could only stand if he held onto something, often wobbling on his small feet. The most distressing part was the nights when he would wake up screaming in pain from his back and ribs. After some hospital visits and numerous tests, the most horrendous diagnosis was established: spinal muscular atrophy. This meant Gregory's body would slowly but steadily deteriorate. His muscles, especially the muscles around his spine, would waste away, and he would ultimately be unable to perform even the most basic movements, such as walking, grabbing, and even sitting up straight. It's a genetic disorder, and somehow this 1 in a million gene had been passed down by his parents to Gregory. There is no known cure for it. Gregory's parents were devastated, especially when the doctors told them that their little son would probably not make it past 5 years old. It's the worst news a mother and father can receive, that their child will probably not outlive them. With every hospital visit, the medical staff was surprised to see Gregory again. "What? You're still alive?" they would say, as Gregory seemed to be defying all the odds that the medical community had set for him. They tried every treatment possible to help Gregory, from intense physical therapy to stem cell transplants. Nothing seemed to work though, and the young boy was slowly getting fed up with being a medical guinea pig. He was in constant pain and always hearing that his life expectancy was not looking good. But through it all, young Gregory was a fighter, and he realized very early that he did not want to settle for any predefined destiny. He would be a warrior and determine for himself how he would leave this world. He would not let this disease define him. He even had the idea to hire a hitman who would shoot him from a window in an opposite building, just like it happens in the movies. He told his parents and his brother about his plans, and they were shocked. The idea of losing him hurt them deeply. As hard as his life was, Gregory made a joke about it and told them he would at least start saving money to pay the hitman. If he changed his mind, he would give them all the money so they could renovate their apartment. You can already notice here how strong the will of this young man was, as well as his ability to make light of things, not to take life so seriously. When life gives you lemons, you make lemonade, and have a party seemed to be his life motto. He was easy to smile at everyone and everything. I really admire this positive outlook. It is easy to be happy when everything is going well for you, but to also be upbeat and positive when all of life seems to conspire against you. Well, that takes some strength and determination, but the reality could still not be denied. Gregory was stuck in a body that would not do what he wanted. He needed around-the-clock care and stayed inside the house most of the time. His parents took on most of his care, feeding, bathing, and walking him, which was kind of okay when he was still a young boy or even a teenager. However, when Gregory started to get older, the care began to weigh heavier and heavier on his parents' shoulders. Gregory also felt suffocated and sensed that his parents were treating him like a child, but he also knew he was utterly dependent on them. The winters were especially rough because he truly could not go outside. The cold could cause him to catch a chill, which, with his extremely low immune system, could finish him off instantly. So he could only venture outside in the summer, in a wheelchair, of course, pushed by someone else. What would you do if you were stuck inside all the time like that? I guess we know a bit about what it's like by now, with all the restrictions we've had to face these past months. Although, of course, we can count our lucky stars that it was not our bodies holding us back from experiencing freedom outside. But as many have done, Gregory also turned to the World Wide Web as his gateway to the rest of the world, a means to connect, learn, and express himself. He spent a lot of time on the computer, and besides making friends, he also hoped that perhaps, through his means of accessing other people, he might be able to find someone he could connect with, someone just as lonely as he was. He wrote that he was looking for someone, waiting for someone, and he included a sentence online below his public profile, a piece of text that would change his life forever. It said, "I'm a daydreamer to the marrow of my bones." Then Anna enters the stage. More than 1,100 miles from Vladivostok, in a tiny rural village in Kazakhstan, she was browsing online when she saw Gregory's post. It hit her to the core, and she was instantly hooked. Who was this man who could write such heart-wrenching prose? Anna had never felt like this. She had always been the odd one out. Growing up, she never felt pretty, and later in life, when she would go out with friends, men never looked at her. By the time she was 21, she had given up all hope of finding even a boyfriend, let alone the love of her life. All her peers around her were getting into relationships, having weddings, and thinking about babies, but she was still alone. She felt ugly and heard people whisper behind her back when she went out, calling her Scarecrow and Big Nose, among other horrible names. It was painful for her, and life seemed to be falling apart at the seams. She was the epitome of an ugly duckling, not realizing her own beauty. Anna thought she would always be alone until she read that one fateful sentence online. She was at the computer with her hands on the keyboard, crying her eyes out and wondering if there was anyone out there who was just as lonely as she was. Then she saw it, the exact same words that she had always repeated to herself, one of her life mottos. I'm a daydreamer to the marrow of my bones. She looked closer and saw Gregory's big, kind eyes and strong face, and she was instantly smitten. Gregory had written more, and each sentence was more touching than the last. Anna read it all, and soon they connected and exchanged many messages back and forth. After a while, it became clear that they wanted more than just virtual contact. They wanted to meet in real life. So Anna hopped on a plane and flew all those miles to meet Gregory. She was shocked at first upon seeing him. She had never heard of a condition called muscular atrophy or met anyone who looked like him. But looks had never mattered to her, and she could look past it all to see the true Gregory. Of course, she had an idea already, as they had been sending each other pictures of themselves for months. She knew what she was getting into, but nothing would stop her. Their first kiss was a story in itself. They both obviously liked each other, but somehow Anna was waiting for Gregory to make the first move. He didn't, however, which she interpreted as him not liking her, but he simply couldn't physically. So, when he told her this, she moved toward him, and that was their first kiss, the start of a unique and enduring bond between the two. Going beyond looks and physical limitations, their love was growing stronger every day, and they soon realized that this was it. They were meant for each other. Anna knew that she could trust Gregory, that he saw the real her, and that he would always be there for her. In turn, Gregory knew that Anna loved him for who he was, accepting him wholly and seeing past what he wasn't. Initially, Gregory's parents were hesitant and kept their distance, but they soon warmed to Anna as they witnessed the exceptional care she provided for their son. She took on every responsibility, feeding, bathing, and carrying him, leaving them with nothing to do but love him. They were amazed and gradually realized that she was genuinely committed to their family. It felt like a fairy tale, and I am truly delighted to know that such love exists in the world. If we all treated each other with respect and kindness, looking beyond appearances and accepting one another for who we are, the world could be a utopia. Naturally, Gregory and Anna decided to marry, and Gregory felt like he was walking on air. Since childhood, he had dreamed of having a family, but he never thought it would actually come true. It felt miraculous. All his dreams were materializing. Meanwhile, the outside world was astonished when news of their marriage broke. Everyone was shocked. She's marrying him? How is that possible? Is he super rich, or is she also unwell? As you might expect, people can be cruel online, and a media storm ensued. However, they refused to let any negativity deter them, and the day of their wedding finally arrived. Anna looked absolutely radiant, and Gregory's eyes sparkled like stars when he saw her. She was glowing with happiness on this special day for both of them. Their entire families were present, along with a large gathering of friends, making it a magical and perfect occasion. After the wedding, Anna and Gregory began their married life together. They faced challenges in finding a place to live, but eventually managed to buy a small apartment. Rather than retreating from the harsh online community, they embraced the opportunities of the internet and began vlogging about their lives. They shared everything, from their domestic challenges and apartment renovations to their most exciting news. Anna was pregnant. In 2017, they welcomed Alyosha, a healthy baby boy, and their joy once again defied all odds. Anna and Gregory were moving forward, building a life together, and sharing their love with the world.